Good morning. I am Anshu Sharma from Government College Chaksu, and this is the second video that I'm sharing, which is going to discuss the poem To Autumn in detail. I have given you the background earlier, and I hope you've gone through the text of the poem and also gone through the notes that I had provided. Now, before I start off with the text, let me make it very clear that the earlier videos, almost a dozen of my videos, have been deleted from the YouTube channel. So, I would request all the students to not only view these videos but also save them, or record them, or whatever way there is to save these videos. Please save them, because there is some miscreant, there is some either technical glitch, or there is somebody up to no good who's deleting these videos. So please save these videos, and so that you can use them, when and as you need, they can be available for your ready reference, because for me to upload videos again and again is sometimes not possible. I shall try my best to upload the earlier videos, provided I have them saved somewhere. Okay, with this small note, let me just start with the poem. I have read the poem in the complete text earlier, so I'll not be reading the full poem. I'll straight away get into explaining you the text of this poem, which has 3 stanzas in all. I had mentioned earlier that this poem has got 33 lines in all, and 33 lines with each stanza of 11 lines. Now, usually the style of writing this kind of a poem, usually 10 lines are used, but here 11 lines are used, maybe to follow the theme of extension. Like the season autumn that he's talking about, Keats is talking about, is also something which is not something which is expansive, something which he feels is rich, which is loaded, which has its own beauty, and it is something that is not going to come to an end very soon. Though the fact remains that the winter season is around the corner and autumn is finally going to come to an end, yet there is a hope, there is a feeling that these days are not going to come to an end anytime soon. So therefore, that concept is being highlighted, or is being carried through the format of the poem also, where instead of 10 lines you have an extension onto the 11th line. So you have that extra line where the poet uh, further talks about the season autumn. Now, I shall be talking about the literary and the poetic devices towards the end. Now, I'll just straight away talk to you about the poem itself. Season of mists and mellow fruitfulness, close bosom friend of the maturing sun, conspiring with him how to load and bless with fruit the vines that round the thatch eaves run. Now, in these lines, there is straight away the poet is saying that the season is beautiful, the season is full of fruits, there's mellowness, there is a certain mellowness. Mellowness means a certain gentleness, a softness, which is different from any other season. So this is a season of mists, this is a season of a calm abundance, and autumn is personified and addressed as an intimate friend of the sun, who helps all the fruits and vegetables to grow with its ample heat and light that it provides. The autumn sun, though, is like kind of it's the sun is going further away from the earth, and its rays are slanting. Yet the strength is nowhere less, and it is these mature sun rays that help the fruits, the flowers, to the trees to be loaded with with ripe fruit. So this sun, it brings maturity to the fruits, and it makes all the branches, it makes all the branches loaded with these flowers and fruits, and which makes them heavy. And all these fruits are they are hanging around the eaves. Thatch eaves means that's the projecting edges of the straw covered huts. You can see I have mentioned the meanings here, you can read them alongside. And the main thing in these four lines, which the poet is trying to highlight, is that the sun and autumn are kind of bosom friends. They are dear, very close, very beloved friends, and they are working hand in hand to make the plants become full of fruit, full of rich fruit. So this is like they are conspiring together, they are working hand in hand to do this. And the season works very closely with the sun to make lots of fruit grow on these vines, which are wrapped around the roof edges of the farmhouses. And autumn works upon these and the branches along with the sun to make so much fruit grow that the plants are weighed down, which in turn weigh down the branches of the mossy apple tree that grow alongside the farmhouses. Now, mossy, what is moss? Moss is a green plant which grows in wet places where there is too much of moisture. This greenish kind of a plant grows, which does not have any kind of fruit, but it's like a thin covering of green can be seen. So the moss covered cottage trees, these apple trees, they are bending down because of the weight of the fruit, and fill all fruit with ripeness to the core. Ripeness to the core, it's not that only the top layer of the fruit is ripe, but right till the center. Core means right the deepest point inside, the center, the deep within. Till there, the fruit is ripened, all because of this friendship between the sun and the autumn season. To swell the gourd and plump the hazel shells. To swell the gourd, these are all different fruits that the writer is telling us about. It makes the gourd plump, it becomes big, and the hazel shells are also ripened till the end. And there is, if you open them, if you crack them open, you would see the sweet kernel inside. Sweet kernel, that's the soft eatable part. And to set budding more and still more later flowers for the bees. So it is this hand in hand that is going on, glove in hand, hand in glove situation goes on and on. And the budding plants, the trees that are having more and more buds growing, and they are becoming more and more ripe with each passing day. And the flowers are like blooming, it's like the peak जिसको कहते हैं, the highest level that the flower can reach, that peak the flowers are reaching. And the bees are also thinking, they are confused, or they are kind of they make them feel that this season is never going to come an end, until they think that the warm days will never cease. Warm days, because autumn is warm, there's a lot of sunshine, though it is the mature sun, it's the slanting rays, yet there is a lot of sunshine. And it feels as if these days are never going to come to an end. I mean, these rich days, these days with such pleasant sunshine, these days with these flowers overloaded, with these branches overloaded with fruit, these are never going to come to an end. Cease means to come to an end. For summer has overbrimmed their clammy cells. Clammy cells, that is damp and sticky. Overbrim means again overflowing, because it is the summer season which is now has now tapered into the autumn season. It has given them so much, there is so much of abundance, there is so much of fruit, there is so much of juices contained within the flowers and the fruits, that the bees, they are kind of tricked into feeling that these days are never going to come to an end. And their cells, you must have seen that there are beehives usually when the flowering season is at the peak. The bees gather the what do you say they gather the they gather this, what do you say, the nectar of the flowers. And it is the beehives seem to be growing bigger and bigger, so each cell is filled up to the brim, each cell more than the capacity that is had, it's like more than the capacity of the beehive. More than that, they are getting the nectar, and they are kind of their homes are overflowing with this nectar, and they feel that these days are never going to come to an end. So it is like abundance that is being described here, and the beauty of the maturing sun, the beauty of the season. And it is not just the spring season that has flowers blooming, but it is the autumn season also that sees the peak. Maybe the spring season sees the buds, it sees the younger flowers, it sees a lot of flowers, no doubt, but those are smaller in size, and they are maybe more young, and the colors also may be bright, but it's like, there may be more of pinks and violets, and here in autumn you see more of reds, more of burnt oranges, more of browns, and therefore he says that richness is there, and the beauty is no less than the beauty that you see in any other season.